Highly Critical Flick Fans. I'm Geneva, aka Eva or Gigi. This is my dad,
Curtis,
aka Daddy. This is my brother,
Mason,
aka Nothing.
Eva.
You're so mean.
Wow, starting trouble off the bat.
Yup.
Ladies and gentlemen, if Geneva sounds a little weird today, it's because since our last podcast, she has lost how many teeth?
3. About to lose 4.
Yes. So she's running low on teeth, which makes it hard for her to say certain words. But she can whistle really easy now, right?
Never mind.
Okay. But this is episode what?
7.
8.
8. Whatever.
Whatever. It's episode 8. And today, we have a pretty big show for you. What are we going to talk about today?
Amazing Spider-Man,
Godzilla, and
Maleficent.
Maleficent.
Who?
Maleficent.
And goodbye.
Goodbye.
What's that movie?
Yes, we will say goodbye after we talk about those shows. But since we have a big show, we're just going to go ahead and jump right into it. But ladies and gentlemen, this is episode 8 of the Highly Critical Flick Fans, and we want you to tell us what you think about the show. So if you have any comments, feel free to send us a note to hcflickfans@gmail.com. You can find us on Twitter @hcflickfans. We're also on Tumblr.
Yup.
Tumblr, hcflickfans.tumblr.com. We're on Facebook. We're all over the place. So please look us up and let us know what you think. But it's time to get into it.
Aren't we on Stitcher?
We are on Stitcher. Yes, we're on Stitcher as well. That's where we actually upload the podcast. And then from Stitcher, it goes to iTunes. And all the other places.
Sorry. They talk a lot.
All right. What's first on the agenda?
Amazing Spider-Man.
Amazing Spider-Man 2. That was a big, super blockbuster.
So it was really sad at the end.
Blah, blah, blah.
But
what's that called, Geneva?
Spoiler.
It's not called anything. No, listen.
Yeah, there were some twists and turns that sort of pulled at your heartstrings, but
I know it's going to be in the other movie. It's going to be the same as the first movie because they do that a lot in Marvel stuff.
Yeah, Geneva has problems with Marvel movies, but before we get too deep into the criticism of the movie, let's talk about it a little bit. Amazing Spider-Man 2. What's Amazing Spider-Man 2 about?
About Spider-Man, of course.
Yes, it is about Spider-Man.
It's about. I'd say it's more about how he has to fight 2 people instead of just 1 at a time.
Yeah. Well, actually, it's even more than 2.
3.
3 people. 3-ish, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's...
Who's the third one?
Who's the third one? The
Rhino.
No. Well, that's in the other movie, so sorry.
Well, it's not in the other... It's in this movie. Stop. It's the mic. Geneva can't keep her hand off the mic. Don't touch the technology. Talk into it. All right. So, in this movie, Spider-Man grows up a little bit. Mm-hmm. He's graduating from high school. He's getting more comfortable with his role as a superhero.
Yes.
So the point of this story is that he's trying to help the city and get with his family life and learn about his family more because he doesn't really know about his parents much.
Right, so there's a lot of subplots in this movie.
Yeah.
Number 1, he's Spider-Man, so he's fighting the bad guys. There are a couple of villains in this movie that he's going up against.
Electro
and
Jamie Foxx is really good in this movie.
Yeah, Jamie Foxx was really good in the movie. So we had that issue where he's fighting Electro, he's fighting the Green Goblin and Rhino. Mm-hmm. Also, he's trying to figure out what happened to his family, his mom and dad. Mm-hmm. Why did they abandon him? He doesn't know that full story, so he's trying to figure that out. That's number 2. He's still trying to work out his relationship with
Gwen Stacy.
Gwen Stacy, that's number 3. What else is going on?
He's trying to help Electro, aka Max Dillon, and fight them at the same time.
Right. So not only is he fighting these guys have their own stories. Jamie Foxx, Max Dillon / Electro, is a shy, super nerdy guy with some mental instabilities.
Yes.
He doesn't have a lot of friends, and he's really kind of an awkward fella. So you have that whole storyline where that dude's trying to find himself. And
Green Goblin, he's actually Spider-Man's old friend,
Harry Osborn.
Right.
He's thinking he's dying. We don't think that, of course.
He wants Spider-Man to help him survive the disease that he has. And that dude lost his father.
Yeah.
So
it's really gross at that point.
Yeah, his dad had the same illness that was passed on to him. So he had that story. Then what other story? It's all over the place. Spider-Man is a busy man, and the Amazing Spider-Man movie is a busy movie.
Yeah.
And Electro, they're trying to have experiments on him and how he got that way, and he wouldn't answer any questions because they're always trying to shoot at him.
Right. So Electro has some legitimate problems, but that's just one of the subplots. So there's a lot going on, but I get the feeling that in the upcoming movies, a lot of these loose ends will be tied up, and some of the things will start to make better sense. And hopefully in the next movies they'll have fewer things going on, because it got kind of confusing to me. Was it confusing to you?
A little.
What about you, Eva?
It was good.
Oh, it wasn't confusing?
I kind of understand it.
Because the shows she watches are very confusing.
Okay, so she's used to that stuff. Yeah. Okay, so we get the story. The story is pretty busy. There's a lot going on there. And I think that they could have pulled some of that stuff out and made it a more streamlined movie.
Yeah.
But, okay, we'll move on to the acting. It's Geneva, Miss Facilitator here. But that does lead us into the acting. Let's talk about some of the characters.
Spider-Man is really funny in this movie. Really funny. So
he has a lot of jokes?
Yes. And he's acting really, he's pretty a silly guy. He's messing around with his fighting. He's making jokes with the people he fights. When he was fighting these people that are trying to steal some
plutonium.
Yes, and he ties one guy up, his arms and legs, and then he pulls down his pants, and he has just weird underwear.
Yeah. But the thing, you guys wouldn't remember this, but when I was a kid watching Spider-Man was always a jokester. No matter how tough the situation was, he was always telling jokes and being kind of silly. So he was a fun superhero, and I think they brought that back with this version of Spider-Man.
Yes, and the person who plays Spider-Man is way better than the old person. Much more funny.
Mason, do you agree?
Eva, you don't know if he's listening.
Well,
hey,
I'm not that big of a Marvel fan, so
that's her opinion. So she has a tough opinion. So be it. All right. So we talked about him. Next, Jamie Foxx. How do you think he did as Electro?
He was very evil.
Evil?
Yes.
Was he evil or was he just upset?
He was really upset. I just like using the word evil.
Evil. But Jamie Foxx, do you think he played a good nerd?
Yes. He's always played a good nerd.
He's kind of a funny nerd. A bit over the top, but pretty funny. What about when he became evil? He became Electro. How do you think he did as the villain?
He was really good. Well, the makeup they put on him, awesome. Sorry, we'll get to that at the special effects.
Yeah. Okay, so he did a good job.
I'm confused about his ears. After he was electrocuted, they were all stubs.
What do you mean?
They're burned off.
Oh. Ouch.
Okay, so he did a good job. What about the gentleman? What about the Green Goblin? What was that even?
I was about to say a word.
What about the Green Goblin?
I knew you were going to say Green Goblin, so the Green Goblin was okay. He was pretty good. Yeah.
He wasn't bad, but he wasn't like amazing like Spider-Man. He was really good though.
Think so?
Yeah.
He was pretty intense.
Yeah. He was getting really mad, like throwing things for no apparent reason.
So he's really rich, you know. So like it's really weird because he's like throwing these $1 million glasses on the floor.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, he had the money, so it was okay.
Well, yeah,
So-
but you shouldn't be.
So his name is Dane DeHaan. You thought he did a good job?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, acting. I agree. I thought he did a good job as well. What about the girlfriend, Emma Stone, who
Gwen
played
Stacy.
Gwen Stacy? Gwen Stacy.
Stacy.
A good stiffy. Well, he was.
She-
She was.
She.
Well, she was. She
I thought
acted like a. It was like real life. She was acting like a real life girlfriend. And how he would act. Like, act normal. Just act like you don't have any spider powers.
That's a pretty big compliment, Geneva. I really felt the relationship between Spider-Man and Gwen Stacy. It felt real. I liked it. I thought she did a great job. What do you
So
think, Mason? Not a big fan of Gwen Stacy?
Not
Emma
really.
Stone? No? What was wrong with her?
Well, she was like cry, happy, cry happy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, I'm about to die. Cry happy. Oh no.
So you thought that some of her emotions were misplaced.
Yeah.
Well, that may not have been her fault. Maybe the director told her you should cry here, or it could have been an actor's choice. I don't know, but I liked her. I liked her. All right, let's move on to special effects.
Yes! So Jamie Foxx.
Okay, what you like Jamie Foxx?
Yeah.
Okay, I get it. You like Jamie Foxx, but what do you like about Jamie Foxx in terms of special effects?
He's funny.
He's funny.
That's not special
That's not a
effects.
special effect.
Sorry.
I like
the blue. The blue.
The blue, yeah, the blue is pretty cool. I like the
He looked really electric.
the makeup and the glow that they gave him.
Yeah.
What about the his powers? Do you like the way they looked?
Yeah.
When you-
They were really fast though. Like,
Well, electricity is really fast, Mason.
true, but if you went like this for a long time, it just stop while he was still like this, and then it'd be a big explosion, and he'd go like this, and when his hand was open,
you said when he goes like this, but
sorry.
people who are listening can't see him go like
I'm
this.
sorry. I'm sorry, but
He makes a lot of those mistakes.
let me talk, please.
Go ahead,
Geneva.
go, buddy.
Right. So when he has his hand in like a dragon formation ish, and then you're so mean, Geneva. And then he opens his hand. The electric is supposed to. I feel like it was supposed to still go a little more, and then when he closes his hand, stop. And that's most of the things I wanted to say. But his flying was kind of weird because I didn't.
It didn't feel real to you?
Yeah, to me it felt like, whoa, I can fly.
Well, that's kind of how it felt because he hadn't had his powers for very long.
Yeah.
You still just didn't like the way it looked, right?
Yeah.
What about you, Eva?
So, I liked it, and I forgot.
All right, Spider-Man. I liked when he was swinging through through the city.
Yeah.
It felt like you were swinging with them.
Yeah.
This is I think this is some of the best web swinging, slinging stuff I've seen in a Spider-Man movie yet.
Okay.
Go. What do you have to say, Eva?
Well, I didn't really like his Spider. I didn't really like his webs because they didn't look like realistic webs. They would just look like white, thick ropes.
Oh, I see what you're saying, but
I kind of disagree with her because when it had some slow motion when he was shooting the webs, it kind of looked real.
Right.
Speaking of the slow motion, I really like that. So in the middle of the fight scenes when they would stop and you could really get a sense of his spidey sense and his spidey speed. Everything was going in slow motion. He could figure out what he wanted to do and then he'd do it and boom. It was amazing. Hence the title, The Amazing Spider-Man.
Sorry, we're taking a long time on this movie because
it's really good.
Because
that's all we have to say. It's really good. Okay.
Well, I'll tell you what.
I'll
tell you what. We've talked about the story, the
everything.
acting, and the special effects. I think we'll get down to business. Let's get to the rating. So who wants to go first?
Me.
Okay, Mason, you first. On a scale of cornflakes to pancakes, cornflakes being horrible, pancakes being fantastic, what do you give The Amazing Spider-Man 2?
Pancakes.
Pancakes. That means you thought it was amazing.
Yes.
Oatmeal.
You gave it oatmeal?
Well, it was. Well, I'm not a big Marvel fan. If you're not a big Marvel fan, you won't be big about this movie. Some people I know.
Apparently, the hcflickfans is a bit like the Big Bang Theory. you have two nerds and one cute little lady who doesn't really get the nerdy stuff. But hey,
I'm Penny.
It takes all kinds. Yeah, you're kind of like Penny a little bit.
Are you Sheldon? Are you Leonard?
No comment. So, just so you know, ladies and gentlemen, oatmeal is the compromise between cornflakes and pancakes. Pancakes is a great movie. Cornflakes is a horrible movie. Oatmeal means that it didn't really tip the amazing scale, but it was pretty good.
So I think they should just take the amazing out of this.
Just make it Spider-Man 2? Alright, well, it's my turn to give a rating. Oatmeal. I can't really say oatmeal, Geneva.
Why?
I thought the story was busy. There was a whole lot going on in this movie, but I enjoyed it because the special effects. I like the explosions and superhero fights and all that jazz. So I'll give it pancakes. But it's not a super high pancakes. It's a short stack.
Okay.
I think Mommy got bored.
Yeah.
She's used to non-stop action.
Well, maybe, but Mommy fell asleep in the movie.
Really?
And that's not a good thing. Yeah, so Mom probably wouldn't even give it oatmeal.
Wow. I was tired. I was really tired.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to make an executive decision. And rather than reviewing all three movies in this podcast, we're going to do 3 separate podcasts. And in this podcast, we're going to focus on Amazing Spider-Man, which we just did. And we thank you for spending time with us. And again, if you have any comments, please send us a note to hcflickfans@gmail.com or see us on Twitter @hcflickfans.
This would have been really long because we have Godzilla and those two talk a lot.
We talk a lot?
Yeah.
Anyway.
I wouldn't be talking, Geneva.
Thank you for spending time with us. Say bye, kids.
Goodbye. Bye.